All praise the Most High. All praise the King. Praise Yeshua and Jesus. So just kind of sitting and stewing it, thinking whatever the case is. But I'm really confused on the stuff that Trump is doing because none of it's beginning to make sense. Granted, we started off strong in our term. We started off strong, but he's still not releasing the Epstein files. I think that's the only thing that people care about. And I was just watching Andy, and he was talking about that Trump could be, he could have been the best president, like in our lifetime. He could have, but he's not doing the things he said he was going to do. Now, granted, he started off strong. Started off okay, just going through stuff so fast that the Dems couldn't keep up. So it was just a whole bunch of whoop, whoop, whoop. But because of that, I kind of feel like he's compromised. Not gonna hold you. I feel like he's compromised. I feel like he's put in a weird position, especially with Israel and like Kirk getting killed. I feel like that was it's now it's almost starting to seem like the Kirk situation was almost like a threat for Trump because at the end of the day, yeah, they try to kill Trump, but I don't know. I think Trump moves different now after that attempt because when you look at Kirk's situation and this kid, right? The guy that shot at Trump, the kid that shot at Trump, was just a he was a kid. Like he was a kid, and the dude that supposedly shot Kirk was a kid. None of it matches. None of it makes sense. I look at both of these situations when Trump got shot, and unless you are a person that shoots guns, he said it was an AR. So most common rounds is going to be a 5.56 or a 2.23. Most likely, it was a 5.6 at like 64 grains. So the ones that got the little green bullets or the green tip of the bullet, just because they fly the straightest. He had a red dot. So a red dot is just a it's a box that's going to be on top of your rifle or a scope or whatever you want to call it, but it's not a scope. It's just a going to be a little box with a red dot. That is it. There is no zoom. There is no nothing. You're just looking, and wherever the dot is, that's what you're going to hit. There was no magnification, no nothing. That kid was a football field away. So you're telling me that this kid shot Trump and even hit him? I understand hitting him because hitting him is a shot. You can do that. But as a person that is not an active shoot, like a person that goes out shooting all the time, to make that shot, that's a shot. And to hit him in the head, because at that distance you're not gonna see his head. You're gonna see his torso. That's that's what's gonna happen. Me, I don't think I could make that shot. Not shoot well, I used to shoot more regular. I don't anymore. But when I was, that would be a hell of a shot for me to make. I'm probably shooting this stuff maybe 60 yards out. Like that's as far as I'm going. But there's no I don't think there's a need for me to train anything more than that. Like everything to me is within 25 yards to 40 yards. That's what I have my stuff sighted at because I'm not gonna be shooting at people, that's that far away. I'm not. That's how you get murder cases and all these other things. If I had to sight them in, I could sight them in. But either way, now when you look at the Kirk situation, yeah, yeah, okay, let's go to the Kirk situation. That guy was just a young dude, and again, just shot him with a 30-06. I don't think people understand what a 30-06 does. They go through deer and elk. So if they go through deer and elk, if that were to hit his neck, I don't care what they're talking about. If he got hit with a 30-06 in the neck, his head's gonna fly off. If anything, it's gonna be hanging on by like that much of his neck. Watch videos on what those rounds do. I don't care what you're talking about. And then both of these kids, right? They know they're pretty much going to die. Like especially the kid that shot Trump. You just shot at a president, and that's another reason why I don't believe he couldn't have took the shot. And that goes into like some other stuff. But with your adrenaline pumping like that, you're going to shake a lot. Like adrenaline is something different. Like being in a shootout or being in a situation where you have to use a gun, you don't use you're not gonna have any ear protection, but you're gonna be able to hear everything. You're gonna hear the pops, but they're not gonna be anything because your adrenaline is gonna be going. So with the Kirk situation, there's all kinds of videos that show a lot of weird different things. I feel like they were throwing AI in it and trying to confuse people, but the shooter was to his right. Like it showed it all that you could see the bullet flying through the air, all that. But it's just a weird situation. They took the camera footage, they did a bunch of weird stuff. Now, that shooter, when you look at the bullet entry, that to me looked like a looked like a 5.56. That didn't look like a 30 at nothing, like at all. And I mean, there's nasty rounds that can do some crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I got some rounds that are like crazy. Um, but there's multiple people in both these situations. With the Kirk situation, we got the kid again, the fall person, which is the kid. Then we got the person that actually shot Kirk to the right of him. You go to Trump, there's this kid that basically knows he's gonna die, and then there's a water tower behind the kid. There was a video that was on YouTube a long time ago. Like I want to say like the first month and all this happened. It was people breaking it down. And there's a water tower behind where the kid was. And Trump is like talking and on top of the water tower there's like this it's like a box. So it's probably like a door or something. But you see a person come out of the box or like come out from behind it, goes back, comes out again, and a shot goes off. That's when the kid just that kid was never gonna hit anything. He knew he couldn't hit anything. That's why everybody else started getting hit. If if I had the capability of doing that and I had a target, like I'm not saying I would, like at all, like because I don't believe in that. But if I knew I wasn't gonna make it out. Why wouldn't I commit to just that one person? Because the odds of you hitting him after just shooting like that is like none. Like the percentage is going to be less than 1%. Like it's going to, for sure it's going to be less than 1% because you're so far away, and your gun is going to jump. Like he was hitting people everywhere. You ain't if you hit Trump with that first shot, your second follow up shot is going to be in the same area. Now, it might be off like a foot and a half, but yeah, because you didn't have nothing on it. I think he had a dang. What was it? I want to say he had a. It wasn't an ACOG. It was the one that has the. They look real ugly. They're like boxy, and then they got like a little flat round part. I forgot the name. I can't afford it. Them shits is like $500. If I could, nah, I probably wouldn't. I probably wouldn't. I'd probably buy like a Glock or something. And that's another thing with the Glocks. Like the Glocks, man, they're making like the Glock V's or whatever. I wonder if I want. They probably won't work together like a old Gen 3 Glock with the Glock V's. You're probably just gonna have to buy a whole nother gun because of the bar or the I think it's a plunger, but see mine are round. It's like the decompression plunger, I think, and the trigger bar is like they changed the shape because they go up and they're flat and they have like a little fin that goes up, but now they're I don't know what they did. I know they made the part on the slide that makes your trigger operate and firing pin fire. I know they changed that. They changed the shape completely. But I mean, it's a machine. Somebody's gonna figure it out. Like that's what's gonna happen. That's like ARs. ARs can be modified to shoot automatic with a what was it? I think it was a bobby pin or something like that. Something crazy. I think it's like a bobby pin or like a hairpin, but that's not something I would risk my life with because you're talking about putting a loose piece of metal just bouncing around your AR, and that was I forgot what the book was called. There was a book about it. I think it's called like Anarchist Cookbook or something like that. But to have a hairpin or a bobby pin or whatever the case in your AR to make it fully automatic is beyond me because to me that sounds like it's gonna blow up. Like it's gonna get caught somewhere and it's gonna blow up in your face. I'm cool. I don't need nothing like that. I'm not tampering with nothing because I like how my things shoot right now. Yeah, that's just a dangerous situation. People, but again, it's not even people. It's criminals. Like I don't understand what the fuck is going on, man, with our world because you have these people that are criminals. Most likely, these guns aren't theirs. Well, I know they're guns. The guns aren't theirs. They're stolen. There's somebody else's, and then you're putting switches on them. So you already have a stolen gun, and then you put a switch on it. You, sir, should automatically get 30 years. Care how old you are, but they're not arresting these people and they're just letting them go. I remember when I got in trouble. think it was like shit 2000, 2011. I had to do 10 days in jail. When I was in jail, there was a guy in there. This guy was on his seventh gun charge, and he was getting out. That's what confused me. He was getting out. I didn't want to ask him how he was getting out, because, bro, you're telling. Period. You're not getting out on your seventh gun charge. But I mean, yeah, he's out. He has to be out. I wish I could remember his name. I remember his face though. He was like just like a little scrawny black dude. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm from the town. I've never seen him before. I ain't never heard of him. I ain't never seen him. But uh, yeah, yeah, seven gun charges. Like, bro, you should never get out of jail ever, because guaranteed you're a felon. There, you can't have seven gun charges and not be a felon. Period. I don't care what you're talking about. I don't care how much telling you're doing. Nah, bro, you need to go to jail. Like, that's what I'm saying. They continue to allow these people to get out of jail. Like, with how strict they are on gun laws, if you get caught with a switch, you should go to jail forever, forever, and never get out, because it's not you're not just messing it up for yourself. You're messing it up for us, like the citizens, the normal people that can actually buy guns and like to have things. You know what I'm saying? Because I like having things. You know, that's another thing too. Now that I live in Washington, I can't even like go and like make an AR. I can't do it here, which is weird. When I was in Portland, I used to buy all kinds of like AR parts and put pieces together and whatnot. You can't do that here. Like, yeah, you can't. I don't even think you can have ARs out here. I think you can, but if it break, it break. Like that's the fuck. Like that's the part that gets me. You can't buy any gun parts. You can buy some, but they're regulated. I did find out that you can have regular magazines. Like, say I have Glocks, and if I were to bring one of my Glocks out here, or just have it out here, the regular 15 rounds that would come with it, I'd be able to take that to the range, and I think hunting and like stuff like that. I don't know if I'd be able to carry it. I gotta clarify that with like the sheriffs, but I think it's you just can't buy them out here. But then they have like the import export that crap, so that doesn't make sense neither. So it's like like I moved from Oregon, but I left all my stuff, and that's another thing. Like, bro, I have to leave my guns. Like, you know how bad that hurt. You know how bad it hurt to leave my guns. It's okay though. You know, it's okay. It does hurt though, just a little bit, because I do miss my babies. Yeah, I think once I get my concealed too, I'm gonna really pick the sheriff's brains about it, because I mean, as long as you're not a criminal, and I mean, at the end of the day, that's what it is. As long as you're not one of those people, then it really shouldn't matter. Um, and I mean, I can understand if you got stolen or something, but other than that, shouldn't matter. Uh, 'Cause yeah, I mean, honestly, real talk, I don't see myself shooting a whole magazine. That sounds crazy to me. Yeah, that's a lot of rounds, especially considering whatever I'm walking around with or whatever I have. 'Cause I normally well, it's an extension mag plate. So my 15 goes to like 19, and that's 40. I carry a 40, well carried a 40. Yeah, hopefully I can go shooting on like Thanksgiving that weekend. I was supposed to go not this last weekend, but the weekend before that. But you know, a lot of crap, man. A lot of crap be happening. Like, man, yeah, I still need to have things done. Like, I need to get my baby mom served. I don't know how that's gonna work, but I know what's gonna happen though. I know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna have to figure out how the sheriff's gonna do it, but I mean it's cool. Try not to beat myself up about it, because that's just some extra stuff. And I need to call and get, it's like a remote like court thing, so I can just do it over Zoom. Yeah, praise the Lord, man. You know what? This stuff be rough, man, but it really don't. It's like that's the thing. Like when you take into account like all the stuff that you've been through, especially like as a believer, like when you take into account all the things that you've been through, like all glory goes to Him, because when we are in sin and we are, when we're Gentiles and heathens still, we do not think about the stuff that we be doing. We just kind of just do it, and we think that we're right. Like the self righteousness is crazy. Like 'cause I was thinking about today at work how I didn't think I was wrong. Like really with anything, I thought it was just like me. Like I thought my life was how life was, and like it's really disturbing thinking about it now. Like how sick I was mentally, and how I viewed the world. Like, oh well, yeah, this is it. Like I'm just gonna do this. Life is so much more, but we can't see it when we're like just sitting in sin, like legit, just like sitting with the devil. We can't understand it. But then let you let you just get a taste. Let you get a taste of the Lord, and I tell you, man, sweet as honey. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. And then like all the promises too. Like man, I need to do that. I need to go through the Word and start finding all the promises that the Lord promises us. Just because He's good. Like man, like our pastor was really going off, but all the all the blessings and all the authority that He gives us that we don't even be knowing. We don't even be knowing. He just does it just because He loves us. Like it's not because we're good. Nah, it's just because He loves us. And I'm telling you, man, there are so many times where I was just not not thinking clear, but being able to be okay. And I think that could be the reason why I am the way that I am now, is because going through all the hoopla, and never really having control, and being able to like, well, I also didn't have any like control over like emotion or anything. Like that's, I think that's why I push it so hard on my son, because he reminds me a lot of myself, like a lot. And like what it is with him, he just needs he just needs more time to regulate his emotion. And I mean, I see it. Um, I don't think I don't think everybody else necessarily sees it, but I see it. Granted, there might be times where I'm like, where people might think that I'm being like tough on him, but it's not. 'Cause I mean, this is the thing. People put a limit on kids. What is that? Thought that came from my chin. But people put limits on kids, and what I learned with the, with my daughter is I never put a limit on her. I didn't put a limit on her until like kind of I just got her back. But even then, I don't really put a limit on her. She just be playing stupid. She better quit playing with me. Put these paws on her. But um, kids are so much smarter than we give them credit for. And once they get to a certain age, they play you for stupid, or they play stupid. My daughter at like 3 was doing math. Like we're doing addition and subtraction, like shapes. What did she used to call a dang? I'm trying to think of the damn shape. I said diamond. She didn't call it diamond a diamond. I think she called it a rhombus. It used to blow my mind. They're like, "What are you talking about?" I could be wrong. Could be wrong, but yeah. And then I also always talked to my daughter like she was an adult. Not like she was an adult, but like she could understand everything that I was saying. And I feel like that gave her a level of comprehension that was not limited to where this, oh, he's superior, he thinks how I think. So I can think outside of being a kid, but not outside of being a kid. It's hard to explain, but talk to your kids. Like if they are under 5, talk to your kids like they understand every word. I promise you they do. And if they don't, it's fine. But try to take your time with your kids. That is one thing that is kind of hard now, is taking time to like really listen to my kids and like understand them and be to sympathize with them and all these things, because there's so many emotions. You know, I got an 8-year old, 11-year old, and a grown man. But the grown man, I just talk to I just talk to him like, you're a man. I just kind of do that. But I'm also trying to give him time too. Um, but the smaller ones, there's just been so many influences where I try to tread light, and my wife probably like, no, you don't tread light, but I really do, because there's a lot of things that I could say, but I don't, because I don't want to hurt emotion. But I do let a lot go. I truly do. Like I talk to him, but the I can't do lying and manipulation from anybody. Kids, adults, I can't do lying. Like lying drives me crazy. Um, the manipulation, that's something else, you know. Um, but that's why I try to kill all that like fast. Like kids, especially little kids. This is why I always say I don't negotiate with terrorists because kids are terrorists. Kids are manipulators. Kids are they learn these things. They grow into these things. All they're going to do is get better. So if you don't attempt to stop it or check it, like you need to check it instantly and call it out. Like tell them, I know what you're doing, this and that. You're gonna try this. It's not gonna work. You're gonna do all that. Do the whole nine. Yeah, man. Kids are a handful, but I mean, I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change it for nothing. I was listening to this podcast earlier, and it was talking about this guy was talking about his marriages. He got married to like his first girlfriend, and then that didn't work, and then he got married again. But his first set of kids they're all grown. Like one's like 25, 22, and 20 something. I think 20. And then his next batch of kids is like I think 11. I think 11 and 8. And he was saying that because it was like later in the conversation, he was saying that you know at one point I did care about this woman, and people ask if you could change anything, would you change? Would you do anything different? And it's no, I wouldn't do anything different because this is why I'm where I'm at right now. And if anything were to change, I possibly wouldn't have my kids. I never thought about that at all. Yeah, I didn't think about that at all. I mean, when it comes to my situation, um, because he was saying like I couldn't imagine my life not with my kids. I couldn't imagine not having my kids. And thinking about that, like I would be super dead if I didn't have my daughter. Like super dead. Like yeah, like legit. Yeah, yeah. Cause I had just got done with that case, and I was on probation for like a year and a half, and then I had my daughter. So when I had my daughter, I was still on probation. Yeah. Um, and yeah, I mean, I couldn't imagine my life not having her because in that time of my life, I easily could have just went off the deep end. Like 'cause that's I mean that's kind of where I was anyway. Like I was. So when you yeah, I don't know how to say it. Well, I guess I'm just gonna say it. So in 2011, I took somebody's life in a self defense case, and when people do that, they kind of get a almost like a god complex, and I was like not trying to be like that. I was more where I was mentally. I was more scared of what I could do. Because granted, I've had situations, but it never went that far and was never caught. I was caught and had to do all these things. So that had me in a real state of damn, I almost went to jail forever, and but I'm still like this. Like that's a real. I'm gonna have to actually make a video about that, like on here, or maybe not on here, but maybe in like a testimony that I do eventually. But it really does give you like some weird mental type thing, and that's how I could understand how like people in the street can take a life and continue to do it because it gives you like a weird, I don't know, it's like a weird power thing. But I also feel like that's the devil, you know, corrupting who you are. Me, on the other hand, I just kind of like backed up off everything. Like, oh man, you know what I'm saying? Like this, I don't never want to do that again because that is a different kind of stress. I tell you, that is a different kind of stress.